Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Okay, hold on. Before we get this thing started, go back in time with me, 33 years ago. Joshua Tree was still a little shaken up from a magnitude 6.1 earthquake that had hit just 10 weeks earlier. 32 people were injured and homes, a supermarket, and public school buildings were damaged, but luckily no one died. Still in Southern California, there's always talk of the big one. The quake in Joshua Tree wasn't it, but it was the start of a series of quakes that rattled through the high desert and all the way up to Big Bear. Right here on Z107.7 FM in 1992, they were playing a mix of soft rock and classics. I wasn't sure what to pick, so here's some Phil Collins. The station had just been launched a few years earlier by Cindy and Gary Daigneault, and it's still owned and operated by the High Desert Power couple. Today, June 28th, 2025, is the 33rd anniversary of the magnitude 7.3 Landers earthquake that hit the Morongo Basin at 4:57 in the morning. Here's Gabriel Hart from a report he did last year on the 32nd anniversary.
The quake packed a large punch into its initial 32 seconds, followed by a 6.1 aftershock 4 minutes later. Z107.7 was on the air when it happened, during Marty the Night Owl Martinez's show. Martinez recalled that it was like trying to keep your feet on the deck of a ship that was riding out a massive storm. Z107.7's Gary and Cindy Daigneault saw the need to prevent panic in the community, so they cleared the day's programming and went to an all-news format to make it possible for people to report calls for help and to stay in touch with their loved ones over the air.
You're on mic 2.
Are you recording?
It's running right now.
When the earthquake hit, Z107.7 was the only community communication that had backup generators. So all of a sudden we're it.
This is Z107.7 publisher Gary Daigneault, and he was on the air a lot more back in the 90s.
The radio station became the hub for relief. We had the off-road club who would station here. People would call here and say, I need diapers for my kids. They would get diapers that were being donated and some water and literally drive them to the house in Landers or Flamingo Heights. We went wall to wall, 24/7. We weren't playing any music at all. The phones worked. So people would call us on the air, tell us what's happening where they were, and then give us their needs. But it took a little while for the relief agencies to get organized. It's just on the air for, I think, about 4 or 5 days, and then I had to get some rest. By then, more and more people were coming, more resources were available. Things were starting to be not so much an emergency anymore.
What were you using to get back and forth between 29 Palms and the station in Joshua Tree?
I think I was driving. I had the old Z107.7 mobile news unit. It was a little white Datsun pickup truck with a radio station logo on the side.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Those Datsuns will get you anywhere.
It will, and it did, yeah.
As far as I know, there aren't any recordings of Gary's broadcast from back then. My dream is to stumble upon a suitcase of tapes at a garage sale that has hours of early Z107.7 broadcasts. It could happen. Stranger things have been found out here in the desert.
Okay, in this room over here, we've got the doctor kicking back, waiting on everybody to come in. Well, let me zoom out of here. I got all kinds of clothes here for people who've lost everything. There's houses up here that are totally destroyed.
That's from 2 hours of footage shot as the Landers earthquake was happening and the days that followed. The found footage is pretty incredible, and there's going to be a screening of the entire VHS tomorrow at the Tiny Pony Tavern at 6 p.m. We'll have a link on our website. Okay, here's Gary to wrap things up.
The community reaction to this thing, Robert, was remarkable, incredible. And the radio station just happened to be in a position where we could help. That really proved how much we take care of each other as that earthquake.
You can see this story on our website for links to previous reporting on the Landers earthquake, along with photos, video, and a copy of that High Desert magazine. That's at Z107.7fm.com. Sometimes life on Earth can feel a little shaky, and if you're looking to escape terra firma and ascend to a higher plane of space and time, why not start tonight with a show out in the middle of the Mojave? Transporting in with a show poster in one hand and a drink in the other is resident alien Jeff Harmatz.
Because it is a sacred spot! A spiritual site for Native Americans for thousands of years.
Have you been probed? That's the question on the mind of the cosmically iconic high desert freakout band Alien Probe. Frontwoman Space Chick's rantings about aliens, George Van Tassel, and probes are supported by the band's outlandish psychedelia. It's as at home here on the Morongo Basin's dusty terra firma as it would be dancing along the icy rings of Neptune. Alien Probe is playing tonight at the Palms at Wonder Valley, and in a first for the First Contact themed band, they'll be inviting audience members to participate in what they are calling the Hot Seat Probing Pop Quiz Game Show. I can't tell you what that means, but Space Chick promises it will be exciting. Get probed tonight with Alien Probe, along with local hardcore act Crawl, starting at 7:45 p.m. Donations for spaceship fuel will be appreciated. And if you miss them at the Palms, the band this week dropped a 3-track EP featuring their recent live performance at the Giant Rock Meeting Room. Check it out wherever you stream music.
Pride Month continues its journey through Joshua Tree this weekend, and tonight Lady Chillane and Mr. Jeffro are hosting a galactic glitter pride ball called Queer Across the Universe, a pride celebration that promises a cosmic night of drag, dance, and dazzling self-expression. Once again, it's taking place at the JT RV and Campground, and doors open at 5:30 with the show starting at 7. Be sure to wear your anti-gravity boots because you won't have a chance to sit down with this lineup of queer talent, including Butox Rocks, Freddie Retrograde, Pearl of Wisdom, Victor Victoria, George the Soft Clown, Gilly Dean, Sister Coy, and the Jack Angel Band. Costumes, glitter, and galactic glam are highly encouraged. Tickets are $10, so you can get them and more information at their website, jtpride.com. If you're looking for something a little more grounded, a new band is playing at Art Trap tonight in downtown Joshua Tree. I sat down with two members of Hotel Mercy to talk about their debut show and good, loud American rock music.
I'm Gabriel Hart. I am one half singer-songer of Hotel Mercy.
And I'm Tim Gray, and I'm the other half.
I was a huge fan of Tim's band, Starlight Cleaning Company. I saw them back in 2021. My band, Jail Weddings, kind of maybe unofficially broke up in January, and my first instinct was to call Tim and see if he wanted to start a band. Half his songs, half my song.
Yeah, we were pretty kindred, I think, from the get-go out here. And I used to follow Gabe's bands. He was in a band called Starvations, and for that, and I've been a fan of those bands for years. Most of my stuff is kind of ballad-esque, and Gabe's is kind of the more rockin' stuff, which is a cool, it's a cool balance, I think.
Your high horse is tired of your riding. Your high horse is tired of your riding.
We were kind of a duo until, when did we get Keith and Pablo in the band or something?
Months,
yeah. We're a lot louder than what you're hearing on the Bandcamp. It's definitely two different versions of the band.
Who's gonna get lucky when they go home with their own damn selves tonight? Are you gonna get lucky, or do you still need your handheld when you cross the...
Well, I'm excited about the band because it's different for me. I'm usually the front man. It takes some pressure off having Tim sing half the songs.
I agree with that.
And everything I usually do is so conceptual and just sort of blown out. And this, to me, is exciting because it's just a simple working class rock and roll band.
No longer shall I hope to catch the queen bee's eye. So many flies stuck on honey made a beeline for the high.
Stuck on Honey, Tim brought that song to us. Kind of came fully formed, and we just recorded it right away. It just felt instantly classic, and
it really kind of gave me Athens, Georgia vibes a little bit.
Oh,
like
I love
early REM style. It sounded really
That's
great.
a huge compliment. Flying Mountains is opening. We'll wait till we get a good crowd there, so probably 7:45, and then we'll go on maybe who knows, 8:30, 9, something like that. Art Trap's a great place too. It's kind of a DIY spot.
Right in the heart of downtown Joshua Tree.
Mm-hmm. There'll either be someone at the door or we'll be passing the hat around high desert style.
See who can collect the most $5 bills. We stuff them into their jeans.
Bring a $5 bill, come out to the Art Trap tonight, Saturday night, and see Hotel Mercy.
And that's your local news for Saturday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 news team, I'm Robert Hayden.